for the disks. In those days, the hard disks used to have some percentage X they used to store. The data was exploding. So these people came up with what is called a lossless compression, and we could put 3x the data on the same disk. So Kubota funded the company, and there were two people who were mathematicians, and bunch of us started a company. I'm talking you through a journey. What happened to the company? It is a very important lesson for you. So 9 months we worked our tail off. We had a prototype ready. And Seagate was the company. Seagate was a disk manufacturer company, you might have heard of them. Seagate was ready to sign up a major deal with us. Because they would put this chip into the controller and you could put 3x the data. We were about to sign the deal. And some competitor came up with what is called the MR head. MR head is a head for the disk that read writes. For the same frequent density of the disk, generated 10x the writing capacity. Overnight, the company had to be shut down, or could have shut down. Remember I said, tenacity? We said, okay, now we have this. What can we do? We have the algorithm, what can we do? We started brainstorming, we kind of burning midnight oil, and we came with the concept. We said, if we apply the same algorithm with some with a lossy algorithm, we could take the same picture, in image, and we can apply it to the image. And if you apply to the image, we can make a digitized image, and we can create a digitized camera, digital camera. This is in 1987. There's no concept. So the same algorithm guru, Didier Lagao, guy by the name of Kazuo Nishi, who was the founder of Microsoft, co-founder of Microsoft. Most of the people don't know him. He was a co-founder of Microsoft. He became the president of Microsoft Japan, and he started a company called ASCII Corporation, which became a multi-billion-dollar company. So Kazuo Nishi, Didier Lagao, a CCITT French standard body guy, and an Indian guy by the name of Arun Netrawali, who was a Bell Labs, very famous Bell Labs researcher. Those four people formed a group. You know the standard they created? It's called JPEG. It stands for Joint Expert Group. That's where it came from. So we developed the first implementation of JPEG. Then we said, if we move this JPEG, if we put more frames around, it becomes a motion JPEG, it's an MJPEG. So if you now do some other things to it, and we should do furthermore decimation, I'm not going to go into technical details, it becomes an MPEG. I'm telling you the generation of JPEG and MPEG story, which company pioneered, developed the first VCD and the first DVD. Company called C-Cube Microsystems. It went public. The stock came out at $20, went to $140, split, went to $140, split. Even a secretary in the company became a millionaire, US millionaire. This was before the entire breakthrough happened in the Silicon Valley. I'm telling you, the company went public in 1992. There were none of these companies had gone public at that time. It was early days of Silicon Valley. Early days of what Silicon Valley happened. I happened to be there, I went through that journey, I managed all the engineering and marketing for that company. And that gave me enough capital and that gave me enough learning. Then I said, okay, I've become let me see what I can do. So what is the lesson I learned? I walked you through the lesson, you might not have picked it up. There is not a single company out of 30 companies I have invested. Not a single one. What the business plan was written and what the company exited, zero. It started as a digital compression for the disk company. Became the most successful DVD technology entity. You tell me what the commonality. I'll give you another example. Second company I did was called Ambit Design Systems. You might have read about in my history. Ambit Design System developed a test algorithm to test the chips. It got sold for the highest value in the EDA business. I sold it to Cadence for $260 or $280 million. I don't remember now. The synthesis company. Now, what is the commonality between that and this? Oh, okay. It didn't start as the EDA company and didn't become a healthcare. I'll grant you that. Okay. Okay, I'll grant you that. But the thing I'm telling you is tenacity. You got this track, then work, try that, then work, try that. Rarely you will find that you started with this concept and you exited with that concept. Rarely. It is like there is a mountain, and that mountain has gold, and there are veins, and you have the picks and axe and picks and whatnot you got in your hand, and you are going in there and you are digging. The entrepreneur is start digging the vein, and the entrepreneurship is I look at it and say, I dug so much, I yielded so much gold. I have to really work hard to get this much. Maybe I should abandon this, go on to the next one and start digging that, so I can quickly dig much more, and I can get much more from the same effort. Very important lesson to kind of continuously test and not get married to your own wonderful idea that this is greatest thing since sliced bread. You got to kind of question yourself. You can tell the world that this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. I'm not saying that don't tell that, but at some point in time you have to put your chin to your navel and do introspection and say, yeah, I'm telling this, but is this what going to go on, or should I change the course? And it is very lonely up there. Nobody will give you, no angel or nobody else around you mentor. They're going to tell you. You are going to come up with yourself. You take the leadership, you will find the way. Nobody else is going to show you the way. You are going to test it. They're going to guide you. They will tell you what not to do, but they cannot tell you what to do. You got to go figure that out yourself. Very, very crucial. So, out of the 30 companies that I have done, not a single one that started with a business plan that exited with a business. None. None whatsoever. And I have yet to find a company where I fund a business plan with nicely bound package and I say, okay, it goes public or it gets sold or whatever. Nothing. Second thing, success, I'll tell you, second part of the success. You have to understand the concept of hockey puck. What happens is when you look at the investments, when you look at the companies, and when your own company, you should look at where you are going after. Because what happens is, it's called the puck is moved away. So for an example, if you start a silicon process company today, the puck has moved away. It's done, over with. If you start he's a networking business. If you start a networking company today, the puck has moved away. Those who have started, different story, but the puck has moved away. If I come up with a new router, no need, because that technology is moved. It's social network, it's something else today. Today is something else. So you need to understand where the thrust of the industry is and where it's going, and you got to kind of figure out the companies in that space. Don't do sunset technologies. Don't do maturing technology. Don't do sustaining technology. Look at the market that are breaking through. And the way you look at the market is very simple. I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example of a market, and then you'll realize how it applies to India. Most of you have heard about the baby boomers. The highest number of diapers that got sold in US, baby boomers is a term in US, post-World War, when the veterans came back into US, there lots of babies were born. People had free time. The highest number of diapers that were sold from 1948 to 1952 went peak and then it went down. Highest number of tricycles that were sold was in 1952 to 1955. Highest number of tennis rackets were sold, or highest number of bicycles were sold. You can do your own math. And those baby boomers came to college and it got very difficult to get into college in early 1970s. Reason is because that market was moving. And that market consumed products which you want to produce. Why is it important to India? Why I look at India in that sense today? Because if I look at the world map, America, Japan,